notice like there's like a lull in pro wrestling right now? Because there's really nothing to talk about. But I'll sit here and think about stuff, and then all of a sudden I'll have something pop into my mind. And so this time, a couple of wrestlers popped into my mind. Adam Cole, Mr. Jenkins, has popped into my mind. And as I go back and watch one particular match that I couldn't tell you, so I had to look it up. It was on the March 20th, 2019 episode of NXT. It was Cole, and he beat Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, Aleister Black, and Matt Riddle in a fatal 5-way match. And that was so he could face Johnny Gargano for the vacant NXT championship, okay? And that was going to happen at NXT New York, April 5th, okay? Which he then went on, apparently, at NXT TakeOver 25 to beat Johnny Gargano in a rematch, and then he won the championship for the first time, and he successfully defended the championship against Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match, which I rewatched again, and that was on August 10th. That match really frustrated me because they did a little bit too much of the false finishes. It was just like going on and on. I think it was a little bit too long, but it was a really good match. It gave what it needed to give. But that match from March 20th, 2019 was one of some of the best fucking wrestling that I would put that if I had to make a top 20 wrestling matches that you could go back and rewatch, that is one of them. I say all this to say, since Adam Cole left WWE in 2021 for all the reasons, Vince McMahon wanted him to be apparently what do you call it? A manager for Keith Lee and all this other bullshit that was coming out. Wanted him to turn face, and it was just real weird. And then it's just like he just wanted to gamble on himself. And I'm never gonna like dog anybody who wants to bet on themselves. Another notable feud that I thought was hilarious was Pat McAfee and Adam Cole. And one of the best parts of that feud was when Adam Cole punted him in the head. Oh my, when I still will go back just to see that, because Adam Cole was like barking at Pat McAfee from the other side of the stage, and he was just trying to get him, and Pat reared that leg up and punted the fuck out of him, and he sold that, and that was so funny. And it's so funny because when I was watching SmackDown, y'all saw the part where Cody was trying to get at AJ Styles toward the end, or wherever that was taking place, and at one point Cody jumped over and the guards pulled Cody down, and they had him in a good position. And instead of AJ Styles doing that Styles Clash punch, or whatever the fuck that is, super punch, I wish he would have kicked the fuck out of Cody right when he was in that position. That shit would have been funny. And then Cody just dropped. Like when Adam Cole dropped after he got punted, and Cody just dropped to the ground. That shit would have been funny as fuck. I would have been all in, like, yo, AJ is outrageous if he'd have punted the shit out of Cody Rhodes. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Anyway, since then, Adam Cole, he left, showed up on AEW TV. It was this whole pop. Everybody was like, yeah, he's gonna change it. He's gonna get in there. It's gonna be. That child got in there and fell in place like a damn puzzle piece. Just bloop. Nothing made him stand out. Nothing made him pop or explode. Although I enjoy Adam Cole. I like watching him on Up Up Down Down. I like his Twitch stream, which was another reason why he left, because Vince McMahon was acting like a fucking idiot about Twitch. His personality is fan-fucking-tastic. His heel work is outrageous. NXT is where I got introduced to Adam Cole. Okay? And I was like, okay. I was front and center NXT takeovers, getting ready to do the boom. Listen, boom, I was right there. Knew the whole thing. Loved every minute of it. He has, quote unquote, it. He might not have the height, might not have all the big muscles and all that, and that's fine. That's no big deal. But he had it. And I think that is where he peaked. is in NXT. After that, it's just unfortunately he got injured, and I get that, but he has not made any real headway or movement for the men's locker room since then. I can't even remember anything of significance in his run, except he was the devil and the whole thing with MJF, and MJF lost his belt, and even that was kind of drawn out and like, oh. But he suffered that ankle injury during a segment that wasn't even wrestling. I don't even know how he even did that. That's kind of like when CM Punk twisted his shit up from just jumping in the audience being overzealous. Like, I don't even know how he did that. And because of that, it has kept him out. And I hope he could wrestle still. Like, he even said he didn't even think he was going to be able to wrestle. But they tried to utilize him. But it's just, he's like a trophy that's lost all of its luster. And you kind of buff it out, but you never going to get that shine again. He kept his shine all of the places that he worked before getting to NXT and getting the Undisputed Era, one of the best factions in NXT. That whole thing was just fantastic storytelling. Everybody played a role. They tried to recreate it in AEW. It didn't give what it gave, especially because Kyle O'Reilly has, his health issues. Kyle O'Reilly didn't do too much talking in NXT. They put him right where he needed to be, in a stable and quiet. Bobby Fish didn't do too much talking. He was in a stable and his mouth was shut. They just came out there and ran their mouth. Roderick Strong and Adam Cole was the men who ran it for the most part and kept that going. I just think he peaked. So my question to you, if you made it this far, one of the longest reigning NXT champions, NXT, what you call it, the secondary championship too. What y'all call that? North American champion. He won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. You got that fantastic meme when him and Keith Lee was going back and forth, and Keith ran his ass and threw him into that audience. It was just so much stuff that you could go back in NXT and see where Adam Cole was showing up and showing out, especially in them takeovers. And now it's just a very dull trophy on the shelf. And that makes me sad. So if you made it this far, do you think Adam Cole peaked in NXT? Or do you think Adam Cole still got a lot in him? He just ain't getting that hot spot yet in AEW. Hit me in the comments. Let me know later.